Thank you for tuning into Tanaka TV, the best and future biggest fight channel on YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like, that comment, that subscribe button. We're trying to get this channel to over 2K subs, but we cannot do that. This channel cannot do that without your support. So thank you for those who support this channel, and thank you for those who will support this channel in the future. I truly, truly appreciate it. Now, I'm coming to you on my 30th birthday. That is right, people. February 3rd. Now, I cannot lie. I'm feeling it a little bit. I'm feeling a little bit older. I guess it's more of a mental thing, right? Because I don't feel any different than I really did when I was 21, than I did when I was 22. It all basically feels the same, but I think what it comes down to is how you take care of yourself. Keep your body moving. Eat right. Work out. Take care of yourself, people. That's all I got to say about that. So, today we're going to talk about Michael Jai White and who he thinks is the most skilled martial arts actor of all time. And we might have some people that come to mind, right? Maybe Bruce Lee comes to your mind. Maybe Jackie Chan. Maybe Chuck Norris comes to mind. But we're going to see what comes to Michael Jai White's mind. Let's go.
Are always on this list. Well, I actually looked up actors who are also martial artists.
Mm-hmm.
You're always on this list, by the way. But there's a lot of other ones on there that are kind of interesting. Of course, there's Bruce Lee. Of course, there's Jackie Chan. But then there's also Jet Li. There is Scott Adkins. And then you have Wesley Snipes, Jason Statham, Bolo Young, Van Damme, Chuck Norris, Billy Blanks, Lorenzo Lamas. All these guys that I mentioned, do you know all of them personally?
I think everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody owns their area. Jet Li knows more martial arts than anybody who's ever done a movie, period.
Really?
There's nobody.
Jet Li. Hey, shout out to Jet Li. You know, for a lot of people, especially before my generation, Bruce Lee was that guy. And then Jackie Chan, he's kind of multi-generational, right? He kind of crosses over to a bunch of generations. Not that Bruce Lee doesn't, but Bruce Lee's work, his current work, wasn't multi-generational. Jackie Chan's was. But if we're talking about, for me specifically, Jet Li was that main guy. Of course I watched Bruce Lee. Of course I watched Jackie Chan. But if we're talking about people that I could relate to the most, people that I wanted to move like the most, I wanted to punch like and kick like and have a similar persona, it was Jet Li. Jet Li, his movies for me just always had a special place, right? Like let me see. Jet Li, when it came to his movies, like Lethal Weapon 4, Romeo Must Die, The One, Kiss of the Dragon, which is a highlight movie for me, one of my favorites of Jet Li's. Kiss of the Dragon, in my opinion, is one of the best. It's one of the best. God dang. Martial arts movies of all time. You can't argue with me on that. Kiss of the Dragon was that one. You got Hero, Unleashed, Fearless. The Forbidden Kingdom was alright. Expendables 2. I mean, wait, he was in Mulan? For real? I never watched Mulan, but he was in it in 2020. I gotta check that out. I did not know my homeboy Jet Li was in that. But maybe his work, because there are a lot of movies on here that I'm gonna be honest that I did not I did not watch. I'm just gonna be honest. But the movies that I did watch were so iconic to me, were so influential to me and my upbringing as a child. Jet Li had that special place. And so I'm glad that, Michael J. White shed light on Jet Li, because oftentimes I don't think he gets enough credit, enough attention. And so him being the most skilled, hey, I'm happy to hear that opinion. I really am.
With the knowledge of martial art techniques like Jet Li, bar none.
Really?
Jet Li was a member of the Beijing Wushu team. It's basically like, imagine the gymnastics, and he's the best in floor exercise and uneven parallel bars and all of these things. And imagine he's a gold medal winner in several of those things. That's the equivalent. He knows so many styles and mastered them since he was a child. So the people that you see in the Hong Kong Kung Fu movies, those are usually members of the Beijing Wushu team. They're the primo. They're the dream team of the martial arts stuff. When they in their 20s, when they're now a little older, they transition into doing movies. Period. So now he technically knows more arts than anybody. Jackie Chan has done just the most amazing stuff on screen. Bruce Lee was the best martial artist of everybody.
Now, if we are talking, if we're going to go into the ones that I knew that were going to be mentioned, is Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee. First, Jackie Chan, for me, is probably the most entertaining martial arts actor. His ability to use the environment, his emotion going into fight scenes, and his acting, how he can incorporate comedy in his movements, not in just the things he says, but in his movement in these fight scenes, are bar none, people. He's so creative. He's so animated. That, for me, is what makes Jackie Chan so great. And I think in a lot of people's eyes, the GOAT of martial arts on the big screen. And I got to give it to Jackie. If we're talking about probably the quantity of movies that I like from a martial arts actor, I gotta give it to Jackie Chan. He's on top of that list for me. He easily has the most movies that I like. And granted, he's probably made the most movies, but that doesn't take anything away, right? And then Bruce Lee. He's just iconic. All around, just iconic. And then again, in a lot of people's eyes, he might be the GOAT because of the legendary movies that Bruce Lee was a part of. It's a tough race. It's tough to say who's the best, who's the most skilled. That's a different topic now, isn't it?
Martial art wise, philosophy and everything, and putting it all on his shoulders. Tony Jaa physically has done things that nobody else is able to do.
Oh yeah, Tony Jaa. Tony Jaa. I think that he's one of my favorites. He is one of my favorites. Easily top 4 favorite martial arts actors. I loved how brutal he is. Also really creative. My favorite movies of his will always be Ong Bak. Ong Bak, if you have not seen that classic Thai film, please go watch it. Now, it's not in English. But to be honest, it doesn't need to be. The fight scenes are what you're there for. And it has some of the best fight scenes ever. I'm just going to be real. Ong Bak, Tony Jaa, also does not get enough credit in my mind. He just doesn't.
There's also Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen is, I think he has been the best as far as putting a whole movie together. his, and he's always stepped up. He's not only like one of those people that's right behind Jet Li as far as learning martial arts styles. His mother was a high-ranking wushu stylist. He grew up, he's like probably second as far as knowledgeable is concerned. And then Donnie Yen has stepped up in choreography like nobody I've ever seen. He brought choreography to realistic. So he has that designation. The best who was a real and has been in the movies is Benny Urquidez.
Okay.
Wait. Do they keep snubbing out the word fighting? Is that a thing on YouTube? Am I behind the ball on that? Are we really at that age? Are we really there? Fighting? Vlad keeps dubbing out the word fighting. And I just said it like 4 or 5 times. So we're gonna see if this video stays up. God, I just said it like 4 or 5 times. But really? Is that where we at?
By far, Benny Urquidez has proven himself as one of the people who did the best fight scene ever, and was a not undefeated champion. He's one of my instructors, okay?
So, Michael Jai White brought up a lot of names that I expected, for sure. And I'm sure that he said some things that y'all didn't know. He said some things that I didn't really personally know, especially about Jet Li. And so, I can't really speak on who I think is the most skilled because I don't know everybody's skill and what they bring personally as a martial artist. I can really just say based off of what everyone basically knows and what we've seen on the big screen. So I can't speak on skill. My favorites are definitely Jackie Chan, in no particular order. Bruce Lee, Tony Jaa, Jet Li. Those are my big four. Now, there are some other good ones, like Michael Jai White is a good one. Scott Atkins is a good one. But, yeah, those would be my big four, but Jet Li probably being in high competition for being my favorite. Comment down below, people. Who's your favorite martial arts actor? Who do you think is the most skilled martial arts actor? Do you think Michael Jai White is onto something when he says that it could be Jet Li, with Donnie Yen, who is also a very notable mention for me, being second place for most skilled actor? I would really, really love to get your comment. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.